Well, the appointment of Imam Ibrahim Kashim as board chairman of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, Ferma, has continued to generate mixed reactions from Nigerians. Ferma is the agency involved in road construction, improvement and connectivity between states. Now, the mandate of this agency, which is under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Works, is also to monitor and administer road maintenance with the objective of keeping all federal roads in good condition. On Friday, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Chief Ajuri Ngalali, announced that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had appointed 24-year-old first-class graduate of mechanical engineering from Brighton University in that capacity. Now, the chairman, whose father is Kashim Ibrahim Imam, is a politician, completed the National Youth Service Corps NYSC program in August 2022, last year. While some Nigerians are praising President Tinubu for the appointment, others are criticizing the president across social media platforms. All right, this particular appointment, interesting one indeed. Now, one would ask, let me come to you now. Okay, one would ask, is this, the president has been touted for knowing, knowing who to place where. That was one of the things that he campaigned on, or his supporters campaigned on, that he's a man who identifies talent and knows who best fits what. Young man, young graduate, basically has the only work experience that we know that he has is working with the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi has not even used up to six months as Minister of Works. He worked with the Minister of Works prior to this appointment. What do you make of this appointment? Is this should we say thumbs up? Is this giving the youth an opportunity? Is this the proper kind of opportunity? And where is the place of experience in all of this? That's a barrage of questions, I know.
I know there are a barrage of questions and they are most welcome. They are all that and more. And as far as I'm concerned, thumbs up. Okay? If you do not venture, you do not gain. Okay? And as far as I'm concerned, this guy, is he brilliant? Yes, educationally brilliant.
How do you know that?
He had a first class at Brighton. Okay. And I know that university. Not many blacks go to that kind of university and come out with first class. No tampering with results and all that. So I know that. So thumbs up. Did this guy complete his NYC in 2022? Yes, he did. Yeah. Has he worked for one day? Like you said with David Umahi? Yes, he's worked for one day. Those that you call experience, on my own perception, did many of them complete NYSC appropriately? Maybe yes, maybe no. What kind of delivery have you seen with them all this while? Doubtful. I agree. Experience is key. And I'm going to tell you, Moses, that I got into I'm a chartered accountant by profession, for crying out loud, I'm an economist. But back in my working day, and that is what the multinational does to you. You may be a medical doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be a public affairs person. The basic thing that you need is a good heart, a heart that needs to learn, and a heart that is going to be very, very adaptable. A heart that is not going to say you know it all. Mr. President, that I feel is making a bold statement here, and to the youths. Youths go in there, it's like they do it in Delta. You have a child, the child does not know how to swim. You know what they do? They push the child inside water and they begin to watch. Before you know what is happening, the child becomes an adept. Kashim Imam, yes, son of a politician. We have always said that you want to give political jobs to politicians. Why don't we have a young man who should be able to go out there and prove himself. I was just going to make my own example. I was pushed into communications. I did not have a hoot of a knowledge about communications. But today, if you put my degrees aside, I wonder, until I tell you before you now say that I'm not a communicator, what have I done? I realized that I did not know. I moved near masters. Now, Kashim.
So you learned on the job?
Not only learned on the job, I could multitask.
But you learned on the job?
I learned on the job and I knew I had to swim or sing. Now, we have an opportunity for a youth to learn, to swim and sing. We have a situation we are not going to live in.
I'm going to come back to you now.
That's my take.
I would like John to respond to this now, but while John is responding to the same questions I asked you, John, I would like you to also touch on how fair is this appointment on a regular person who is not related to any big wig in the country getting a job. I mean, you go to places and they ask you for 5 years experience if you're a graduate. They want 5 years experience before you get certain jobs. How fair is this? Well, as you respond to that, I would like you to also tinker with this idea, because I'll come back to you, hopefully, before we run out of the show. You learned on the job.
I learned on the job. And
you learned on that job.
There are so many youths that are learning on the job.
Of course, great. Now, learning on this particular job, now, as it concerns, okay, I guess I'll come back to that. John.
I'm ready.
John, let's have your view now.
Moses, for me, there are two sides to this coin. And the first side is I want to say thank you to Mr. President for bringing up a young man. This has been part of my call and clamor to this administration, that they are brilliant young people all across the length and breadth of Nigeria who can be Minister of Works. And they will do perfectly well. You know why? Because things are changing, and these guys are the ones with the present trend, present solution. Not these people who are in their oldies. Sorry, no, I mean no insult. So Mr. President appointing a 24-year-old man for me is a thumbs up. But then it is just a pinch. It is not a drop in the ocean. Why? Because there is a quota that Mr. President has promised that in terms of youth participation in his cabinet, this is the percentage that we will have. We are not even scratching the surface of that percentage yet. Not only young people, but also women inclusion. So I would have expected that the president will do well by bringing in more young people into this sector, because why? They are brilliant, they are energetic, they have vigor, and they have all the technical know-how to make this thing work. Moses, people will come with an argument and say, where is the place of experience? Your president, as of today, has he ever been a president? So where did he get the experience from? Is he not the president now? So if he can be a president now, let that young man man that position as the chairman of Ferma. What would they do?
Want to use that,
they will be maintaining roads. Okay. So my point to him is that he should set a pace, set a record that no chairman in that ministry have achieved before. And that's why he can be that red green flag for young people in cabinet. So for me, it's a thumb up to Mr. President. He should do more and bring more brilliant young people into that sector. You can see now this boy, this young man now, we can all say that he went to a school, he graduated. There's no issue about his certificate. He has gone for NYSC. The only thing he can talk about now is his experience, that he has got maybe a 15 years cognitive experience.
John, I don't want to forget my line of thought in this now. You did say the president was governor. He was governor. He's
governor president, Moses.
He was a senator. He's
the senator president.
Chairman. He was a party chairman. So
president.
He was basically in the circle before he became the president. That was gathering experience.
That's my question. Is governor a president?
But that was gathering experience. No, we're talking about experience here. Acquiring experience.
No, you've answered my question. Is governor a president?
We're talking about experience. You will get
it's a yes or no, Moses.
You will get experience.
Is governor a president?
You will get experience from somewhere, so you could go to the next, the next place.
For me, this is it, Moses. For me, this is it. Most people who are in the corridors of power today, and if you check the likes of our past leaders, even in the military era, they were young people who never had experience before.
When they came into power.
All right?
When they came into power.
Yes.
Indeed.
When they never had experience before.
Indeed.
So, but for this young man, he should also understand that he's representing over the 60% of the 200 million people, the young people of this nation, and that they should serve as a good, an exemplary person that you can always record with and say, yes, this person was the chairman of Ferma at 24, and these are his track records. These are his achievements in the last 6 months. These are his achievements in the last 2 years. And that can be a good argument for people like me to say, yes, when he was appointed, I was happy about it, and then that can bring in more young people, because this Nigeria must work, Moses. If you go to other countries of the world, so children from 16, they started working. Why do children from schools go for field work? They go to industries. They go to farmland. They see how rice is planted. They see how machineries are being built. They see how cars are being assembled. And this is how these children have the kind of mindset they have to look at the industry they want to go to when they finish their university. And so we should also have that too, as a system and as a people. So for me, the guy should sit down in that chair as the chairman. I'm behind him solidly.
Okay, I would like to button at this point. Now, you did say something about learning on the job when you were thrown into the waters of communication and you learned on the job. We're talking about roads, maintenance of roads, where if not properly done, lives will be lost. As it stands right now, a great percentage of our roads in Nigeria are in a dilapidated state. Even the Third Mainland Bridge is in a sorry state. I don't know when last you applied that road. And we've talked about we cannot continue pouring asphalt on the road. Now, roads is essential to development of any country. Is this ripe? Does he have the experience? Now, when I talk about experience now, I'm going to come on to this. You and I know that work experience is not just about know-how. Work experience also is about managing people. Now, as the chairman, he would have to manage people, most of them are older than he is. Does he have that experience? Do you think he will be able to manage people and make them deliver? The minister of works okay, let me keep my thoughts.
Moses, shift out of the mindset. Nigerians, including myself, shift out of the mindset. No, this guy.
It's not a mindset. We're making a conversation around this, so everyone can be educated and informed.
It's a mindset. This guy is a mechanical engineer. You would tell me that the right person will be a civil engineer, and I am saying hogwash. Hogwash. Principle of engineering materials, strength of materials, where to go, exposure. You don't know, you're capable of asking. What else is experience? Look, all things being equal, you are going to be shocked and surprised. It's difficult for me to be able to now put this in black and white for you. And this guy is going to succeed.
Of course, now, that's the desire. Before you proceed,
the point
before you go on, I've been told that we might have to let John go now.
Oh, okay.
But before John leaves, John, I'd like your thoughts on this as well. Let's just get your final thoughts on this before we let you go.
I think the fear of most Nigerians. Let me speak about the fear of most Nigerians, and the fear is that this guy does not really have the experience and technical know-how. He's going to undo our roads and the lights. Moses, let me say something to you. In that ministry, he's not going to be in operation. All right? So there are some people who their job and their role, and they've been in the ministry for maybe 2 decades, maybe a decade and a half. And so they understand in terms of the quality of material they need to use for the road. And I think this guy will come with something new. Before now, if you look at when they do road maintenance, I don't know if you have witnessed one before. They will just pour red sand on the road, and the grader will grade it, and it will take picture and put black paint and take picture and say they have the graded road. And after 2-3 weeks, you see another big pothole in that road. So I think with this guy coming on now, I'm so optimistic, even though some people will say that it is still political settling. So the slot of his father was given to him. Some people will have the argument, and I understand that kind of argument. But for me, as a young person, I'm looking at this from a productive angle. That is a young person with a young mind, with strength and energy. This guy can travel 36 states in 3 months, in 2 months. And I'm sure that with him, I'm sure that young people that will be under fire with him to say, guy, you must make sure that maintenance of road is important. So my call to Nigerian youth now is this. Make sure that the length and breadth of your streets, any road that is a federal road, a straight road, or a local road that is not good, please have the picture, have a short video, and tag Mr. Chairman, which is a 24-year-old man. Now, one thing again, let me address this, Moses, is the fact that you said, how will he handle the old people? Moses, let me give you an analogy. If a 2-year-old boy is put on a throne as a king of a town, if a man of 110 years old is still alive, he will go and prostrate and say, Kabiyesi. Now, what happens is that you are not honoring the boy, you are honoring the heritage and the position he occupies. So, people will understand that Mr. Chairman himself as a person might be 24-year-old man, but that office he occupies is older than him. And so the respect will come to that office. And he also will understand as a young person that he needs to communicate with people, make his plan known to his workforce, and see how we can have a cooperative system that everybody will feel carried along, they feel inclusive, and then he can deliver on the job. I'm so optimistic that with this young man, we will do so well in our road maintenance. And I pray and I hope he does well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John Akirile, a journalist and also a public affairs commentator who joins us virtually from Japan. All right. Now let's stay with you now.
Yes, you stay with me, and as John is leaving, I say, John, Yoshinai Yoshkangai. That is
good thinking, good product.
Good product. And the more we begin to look at it from that angle, the more we have to shift paradigms. And I keep on saying, we can't keep on doing things the same way and expecting different results. Is this young man, now this is now communication, is this now young man now going to get in there and he became a miracle worker? No, nobody is looking for a miracle worker. We are looking for a honest, result-hungry person that will not only, like John said, be able to manage elders. I have seen 32-year-olds who have been executive directors 20, 25 years ago in this company, and they were managing, they were managing people that were 50, 45, 60. Today, when you see them, there is that kind of mutual respect. You see, public office is not about ego. John also made a very, very correct point in there. And I saw that you were trying to interject when he said, he was asking you if Mr. President today is a president, and you were trying to say, well, he was a governor, he was this as that.
That was experience.
Why do we think, even in his 24 years, this guy would not have had some relative experience, not necessarily at public glare that we see? How do you know that this guy has not managed much more elderly people in his clan? Point, therefore, is simple. President Bola Tinubu, in his hope agenda and the promise that is made, that he's going to empower young people, he's going to empower women, he's going to empower physically challenged. And like John said, this is perhaps the tip of the iceberg. We have started to see it in some of the ministers. Well-honed, go out there and go and make a life for yourself. If this same president could, in his wisdom, against the tide, when Foraji Baba Fashola is chief of staff, against so many other people that have done so many other things, will we be enjoying the experience that we all look at today as a Fashola? If we now say that, yes, palliatives is not good, look at what you mentioned at Abatogun State. Have you looked at what is happening in Borno State? Baba Gana Zulum? Are you going to lump Baba Gana Zulum in what he's doing and then say there is no hope for Nigeria? No, it's not possible. I have hope, I have confidence in this guy. The only thing I will tell him as an elder, I have a shoulder. Please come perch on that shoulder if there's anything to do to give you some kind of experience. Perch on his side of shoulders. Finally, I will say to you, Moses, his immediate predecessor in office, I happen to know, also an engineer of first rate, engineer, Rafindade, Nuruddin Rafindade, very easy attack. If Kashim say, my immediate predecessor, what is it? You will show him some of those nuances. And don't forget, when it comes to government, there are people that have been plugged, wrong pegs in wrong hole. He will have to be very, very bold and say, look, if you don't ship in, you shape out. If you don't ship in, you shape out. And let them know that that is a matter of respect, delivery. And then John also mentioned the fact that we have scorecards. This guy must have a scorecard. I employ all the youths, all the middle-aged, and all the elders who have children, that this is a good sign. Not only should we pray for him, we should make sure we guide him very well so he's not hijacked by politicians. Potential presidents of future are now being groomed here and there. We should give them that chance. We should not choke them. I have the faith and belief that the young ones, go to the Silicon Valley, go to a computer center. Some people who have not been to school, but they are making and they are working wonders. Will you say that because somebody has not gone to school or because he's not being within the rank and file, he's not being permanent secretary and all that, he's not going to do well? I developed a young girl, and this is live. She has OND, Office Administration. She came into my system, and I saw one or two things about her, and I said, look, I foresee that you are going to be the PA to the chairman and managing director of Mobile. People 30 years, 40 years, who have all the experience. This guy had nil experience. All you just need to do, learn on the job. Today,
how long did it take her
to do what?
To learn under your tutelage?
Thank you very much. It was 2 years, 2.5 years. Okay. And she became a hon. Her name is she's an Igbo girl. Do you know what happened? All the establishment people, they were not going to choke her. I stood on my course as I expect Mr. President to also stay on his course. She not only excelled, she was clapped for by the powers that be in ExxonMobil outside Nigeria. She was OND.
OND, fantastic.
Mindset, ability to learn. Sir, I don't understand this. Okay, you don't meet this particular person.
But she learned for like 2 years.
And she learned.
Thank you very much.
But I discovered her from
communication.
I discovered her from day one. I said she was with me for over 2 years.
Okay.
This guy is just going to start.
Okay.
And I can tell you, within the next 2 years,
there's still a place of learning. There is still a
he's going to learn
on the job.
Even if he's 50 years old, you still have to learn. I'm still learning.
All right, then.
Moses, are you not learning?
Much. Of course I am. Continuous learning.
That is the way it should be.
All right, then.
I believe in Nigeria, and Nigeria is going to grow again.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Chartered accountant, communications consultant, public affairs commentator, Akin Fatunke. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much, Moses. With you, with me, with Imam, with so many other persons, we are going to get to the promised land. Moses
will get to the promised land this time around.
Moses
this time around. This time around.
But Joshua was.
No, I will get to the promised land.
That is the mindset.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, then we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll get business, sports, and entertainment to you. So stay with us.